Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at the Behringer FX2000 multi-effects engine. And this is going to be a deep dive basically, full tutorial, how to use the thing, how you can set it up, how you can store your own presets, how you affect all the parameters, what it all means, what the matrix bit means here, how to set, edit, everything. Okay, so straight out of the box you get 100 factory presets. The factory preset cannot be overwritten, but you also get 100 user presets. You access your presets by this big jog wheel here, and it's an endless rotary encoder, and all the encoders are endless and they're all notched so you can see where you are and feel where you are. So turning this slowly, we'll just scroll you through the the internal effects basically. Scroll this thing fast, really fast, and you can jump between these things really quick. So all the way up to 100 there for I, which means internal, and then we're into user 1, etc, all the way up to the top. Now what they have done, which is very cool, is you get your 100 presets, internal factory ones, but they've also written another 100 completely new presets for all the user ones as well. So you actually get initially 200 presets that you can play around with. The unit has 71 independent effects algorithms that you can choose from to make your own presets and stuff to save in the user preset dots. So that's 71 different effects. So whereas where we're in preset mode now here, I think that's okay. Where we're in preset mode now here, if at any time we want to see what effect we're actually using in preset mode, we just hit effect. And you'll see it'll say cathedral, that's a cathedral reverb, that's a cathedral setting. And so if we go back to our thing and I go say to, I don't know, number 47, and I just wanted to quickly see what effect number 47 preset was used. All this is in the manual, by the way. You know, what's what and where's what and everything. We just hit preset and we can see that it's a pitch shifter. Looks like a pitch shifter. Okay, each effect has up to 6 parameters that you can adjust. Most of them have 6 parameters. This is also true stereo. A lot of these are true stereo, so you'll need to run it in stereo. I'm running this as an effect send into my mixer. But you can of course just plug your instrument straight into the back of it, or run it as an insert or an effects loop on your guitar amp, etc. So you have up to 6 parameters. The first 4 are accessible here. You see the green light. If we hit edit, it moves down to the second row and you get access to your next 2. These 2 here on the second edit page are always EQ low and EQ high. Now you do have full EQ algorithms in this as well, but this is just a quick EQ low, EQ high on the second page of the parameter adjustment for the effect. So if we're on the second page and we do a quick 1 notch turn like this, we can see that that's affecting the low cut and it's at 83. That's affecting the mod. And then on this one, if we slightly remove it, we can see its bass, we can see its treble, because those 2 are always EQ on the second edit page. Back to the first edit page and you'll have the first 4 parameters. First one will be pre-delay, then that will be decay, this will be damp, and this will be right balance, or reverb balance, sorry. Okay, so let's hit preset again. We're on 001. Here is a dry piano sound here. Now I'm gonna run this with guitar and stuff, so there's gonna be quite an involved, quite a long demo, but you'll get a full idea of how this works. So before I go on to the setup procedure and stuff like that, I'll give you a quick blast of this. I'll turn my microphone on because we can run it on vocal as well. So here is the dry signal, and I'll fade in the wet. like I said, I'm using this as a send effect. So if you're using this with a mixer, as I guess most people will, I suppose, so you can use it as a send effect on any channel you like, because at the moment I could run this on my vocal as well, like that, just by pushing up the return for the effect. Do this in setup. Now watch this. We're in setup now. We'll jump to this bottom row where it says MIDI, input, output, and config. Now I'm not using MIDI, so there's not much point in me going through the MIDI setup, but edit. Now we're in input. Now input, we're going to be either stereo or mono. I'm in stereo. Okay, so, and then output here is external. We could go internal, external, internal. On internal mode, this switch here controls the mix, and pushing it is a bypass. Okay, so let's go back here to output. On external mode, which I'm running it in, this now runs at 100, the whole unit now runs at 100% wet, and this button does nothing other than tell you that you're in external mode, but pushing it is a mute. So for instance, like this, it's muted, and now it's not muted. Muted, it's true bypass, not muted. Okay, so there you go. So that's how I'm running it. Okay, config, right, you can run it in parallel, serial 2, serial 1. This is just how it's running. I'm running it in parallel at the moment. The MIDI, I'm not using it in MIDI, but you can choose the channel, omni, continuous program changes, stuff, etc, etc. But since I'm not using MIDI mode, you know, but the MIDI's on the back if you want to use it. Right, so go back to preset 1. This is a quick idea of how you can quickly adjust the sound. So let's listen to this actual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my mixer a second. I'm going to turn off the effects send for my vocal channel so I can explain what's going on without you hearing all these effects going on. Okay, so now hopefully that's it. Great, super duper. You're not going to hear the effects when I run this back through. Right, so there we go. There we have the wet signal on the piano. I'll get it back to an ordinary piano. Hang on. So let's adjust the actual decay time. So one slight notch turn will tell you what you're in, the parameter you're adjusting, which is in this case delay. Let's take this down to, that's your maximum delay, by the way, on that particular reverb. We'll take this down to 2 seconds, maybe a little bit less. So we can go a minimum of 2. But say we've made, let's make some other adjustments. Let's knock the pre-delay up. And let's make the damping like that. So we've made quite a big adjustment to that sound. We can compare. Super duper. Switch it off. Now you'll also notice that as soon as I've started, well, you may have noticed, as soon as I started making parameter adjustments, this little light where it says store starts to flash. So when it does that, that's basically telling that you've made adjustments to the preset, and now you can store it if you want to. If you press it, it will ask you now where you would like to store that preset. We could store it in user 1, or do it again, user 1 or 2. We could choose any user preset we want to store, and then when we're happy, we'll just hit store, and that now is stored in. And we can prove this by going to, say, whatever preset that is in factory presets. So this will be tremolo and delay. Well, no, I might have made some adjustments, but So that's tremolo and delay, and you see we've got store flashing again. Let's hit preset now, go to our user number 1. And there's a new preset we've just stored. At any time you're scrolling through presets, or you also have these kind of basic indicators of where you're actually at. So we'll go through, like, say, to user 16, and it'll tell you it's basically a dynamics patch. But again, like I said, if you hit effect, you'll see that this is in the wave shaping thing, sort of thing, where wave shaping algorithm. We go back to this, we could do it again, go back down to there, and go, oh, I don't know what's that. It's obviously a modulator, and is it? Yeah, some sort of chorus. So we have all these effects. You can scroll through all these effects and you go, oh look, there's a flanger. What's this? All different types of phases. I mean, some of these effects sound, I mean, there's all sorts of amp modeling in here, stuff like that. So for instance, with a guitar, I've got my sheets here to kind of look at. So what's this? I-73 is apparently a tube amp. You'll probably hear it actually. So I-73 is a tube, is a, let's go to Crunch, which is I-70, actually is it? Yeah. So that might be a more kind of an obvious one with the guitar. Taking it off again, look, so clean tone. Dialing in the effect. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's it on guitar. And obviously that's it on keyboards. You might not want to use Crunch on keyboards. So that's basically, guys, that's I'm going to run through some presets and stuff, but that's basically how simple it is to actually control it. Like I said, you have up to 6 parameters, and because these are rotary encoders, the important thing to remember here is if you're on an effect, for instance, right, whichever it is, and you're on, say, this I-59, I have no idea what this is, but we could go to this, and it's the wave shaping thing again. So not really sure what that's actually doing to that sound. Sure, it's doing something. It's obviously some sort of dynamic effect. Let's get one that's more kind of obvious. What's this? So let's go to psychoacoustics. Some of these are pretty. There we go. What's this? Let me tell you what 81 is. 81 is an AM radio. And I would imagine that if we hit this effect here, we've got, it's in the lo-fi category. So remember, these are rotary encoders. One notch, what slight notch term will tell you what the parameter is. We won't adjust it, it'll just tell you what it is. So this is your bits. 24-bit down to 6-bit. You can adjust the buzz or the noise. So you can go from very subtle. And if we knock on our effect again and go down to our second edit, and go down to our second level, we can see if we've got any parameters to adjust there, and then this will be bass and treble. So what's that? Sounds like a ring modulator. So no effect. Then on bottom level, so go back up to top one. Let's affect that, go down to the bottom one again. Random. So you've got all these, you've got so many algorithms here. It's unreal, and there's nice sheets for your algorithm lists as well. So that was the wave designer wave, it says. So in dynamics, you've got compressor, expander, gated reverb, ultramizer, denoiser, de-esser. So you've got all the kind of basic stuff. Let's have a listen to some of these presets are lush. Let me choose a Fender Rhodes type sound for some of these choruses. And I'm going to choose, I'm just having a look at my sheet, which is nice for this kind of thing. There's some lovely stereo ultra chorus. What's that number? 34. Ultra chorus 34. So here we go. So I'll turn the microphone off again and just listen to how lush it is, you know what I mean? It's just super lush. I will say that some of these algorithms are also double effects as well. So you've got like algorithm numbers 61 to 71. So you've got 10 of these kind of double algorithms, which you can have a quick look at. So there's chorus and reverb, flanger reverb, Leslie and reverb, pitch and reverb, delay and reverb, etc. kind of thing. But listen to this. Let's have a quick listen to this chorus. So that's without it. Nice sound, right? But with it. Anyway, you didn't come here for the playing. You come here for the learning. So that, guys, is basically it. Like I said, if you go into effect, and what did I say from the last lot there, the specials, I guess. Oh, we got vinyl. You got all sorts of cool stuff. You've got a sampler as well. It's a few seconds of samples, whatever you're playing. Vocoder, resonance. When it's a double effect, you'll see it. It'll come up there like this with like reverb and a modulation. you've got with the pitches as well. You've got obviously got all your. You've got these are the balances and stuff like that. A reverb mix for the dual effect kind of thing. You've got that on all of these. You've got your pitch. You've got fine tuning. But yeah, you've got like tons and tons of these. You've really got a load of like cool effects as well. You know, like stuff you can just mess around with. Like for instance, let's go with some. I like the ultra bass actually. The ultra bass is really cool. If I can find that, ultra bass is 162. You can apply the ultra bass to a whole mix and it'll sound cool. But if you kind of a bit careful with it. Let's see, ultra bass. I didn't know. I did see it again. Well, I lost it again now. Foolish boy. Stereo images. Ultra bass looks like it's number 62. So I've got to our preset. Let me go on this. 62. So I'll take it out. See, that's with it out. See, that really pumps up the bass end. So something like a. I mean, considering you can get these for like less than 100 quid now, it's quite the bargain. So I think, guys, we've covered basically everything. How to set it up if you're using it either with a mixer or externally, or internally if you're just plugging into it. How to select your parameters with the edit button. Edit first tap just swaps between the top row and the bottom row of editable parameters there. Going into setup mode takes you to the bottom where you can set your MIDI, your input, your output, your configuration, like how you want your effects kind of to run. Or else is basically it really, isn't it? Back to presets, how to store presets, how to compare stuff, how to just select effects. So that's basically it. And we had to listen to a few of the actual algorithms as well, which is nice. The delays are cool as well. So we've got some cool stuff. Loads of reverbs. So. So guys, there you go. There is a look at the BEHRINGER FX2000 effects unit. How to set it up, how to use it, what it sounds like. It's really good quality. If not wear headphones, listen to some of the effects. But the fact that you get so much choice and you can really dial in your sound. We do this in a review, but you can really spend a lot of time getting it exactly right, because each parameter is, delay right, feedback, damping, and then we can go to edit, move down to the next level. Didn't quite see what that was, but then you've got feedback, low pass and stuff like that. So you've got filtering. Very cool. There you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a patron from as little as $1 a month. And I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Top job, cool beans. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I can actually show you the back, but I can probably spin it upside down if you wanted to just see what's going on. I know it's upside down, but there's your output, so 1 and 2 output, and then your first input 1 and input 2, so it's stereo. You also have it via XLR. You also have the output level here. So I've got this set like for studio, where you could knock it out if you were using it like just as a standalone sort of thing. And then you've got in, out, and through for the MIDI. And it's not a thing, it's a proper plug, folks. It's a proper plug. And that's kind of what it says on the top bar. And that's it. So yeah, cool beans, top job. There it is, the BEHRINGER FX2000. And it says it's real sound modeling. All right, guys, see you later. Ta-ta.